The death of the Going Merry is one of the saddest things that ever happened in manga history. Yet, it's also one of the most beautifully written deaths in manga history, in my opinion. What made it so beautiful is that it caught us by surprise, because we didn't know how emotional a ship dying would be. It hit us in our core when we saw that the Merry was able to come save the Straw Hats by itself. It hit us in our soul when we thought about how much the Merry went through during the Straw Hats' journey into the Grand Line and up into the sky. It hit our hearts once we considered how strongly Usopp felt for the Merry, going as far as fighting his captain. The Merry's funeral felt like we were having a funeral for our own family member whose life came to an unforeseen and unfortunate end. But how did Oda make us feel so strongly for a seemingly inanimate object like a ship? Well, for one, what he did first was give Merry a soul so that he came to life. The main reason we felt so strongly for the Merry is that he died soon after he came to life, and that made his life and story brief and powerful like a poem. But what if the Merry never died soon after it came to life? What if the Merry could sail on its own and laugh with the crew together under the sun? Sunny. The Thousand Sunny is the Straw Hats' beloved ship that is living the Merry's dreams. Dreams. Can you dream up a reality where the Sunny was alive, much like the Merry? See, I have a theory that the Thousand Sunny is already alive and will eat a devil fruit. Specifically, Kuma's devil fruit. Yes, I know the idea sounds crazy, but you must understand that this is a crazy story. The idea of an inanimate object being alive is already crazy enough, and the idea that inanimate objects can eat devil fruits is a degree of crazy beyond that. But we know that these two things are completely possible and have already been shown in the canon story. We've seen this with the concept of devil fruit weapons, which I explore in my last video, and also with the concept of klaubaterman. A klaubaterman is the spirit of a ship that can manifest when the crewmates have taken great care of it. This is the process by which we were explained that the Merry was able to come alive, and I believe the Sunny now has a klaubaterman for two major reasons. For one, Oda has been giving us many hints in the manga that the Sunny is now alive, starting with the fact that the Sunny has its own bounty poster. Bounty posters usually represent infamy and notoriety in the One Piece world, and I've always seen it as a way for characters to display to the world, hey, I am here now, and this is who I am. And I think Oda giving the Sunny one is a way to say the Sunny is also a certified member of the crew and will leave its mark on the story. There's even more hints to suggest that the Sunny is alive in the recent chapters. In chapter 1060, when Luffy was telling the Straw Hats his dreams, we see multiple panels of Straw Hats having their own individual reaction. But some people may have missed that the Sunny has its own dedicated panel with its own reaction. And interestingly enough, the Sunny has the first reaction. This is blatant and purposeful because the topic that is being explored here is dreams and desire. And I always call back to Vegapunk's explanation on how things in this world come from dreams and desires. And I think this is especially the case for how inanimate objects like ships can come alive, because they simply desire it. Although I think the process is much more complicated than that, we can at least use this as a basis for understanding that the Sunny has a will and desire to be a member of the crew, just as the Merry had the desire. We actually see more hints that the Sunny is alive in the following chapter when the mechanical shark attacked it from the bottom. If you look closely at the head of the Sunny, we can clearly see it sweating, as if it can show the emotion of fear and anxiety it's feeling after being attacked. This is especially emphasized because the Straw Hats all fell out of the Sunny when it was hit. So this would make the Sunny sad, since it may have felt that he failed the Straw Hats by allowing this to happen. The Sunny now has its own emotions and desires to keep the Straw Hats safe, which is why I believe it is alive and will be motivated to help the Straw Hats in the near future. Very similar to how the Merry did in Enies Lobby. The second major reason I think the Sunny is alive is perhaps the most important. You see, the process by which a klaubaterman is formed is through the bond and the friendship it shares with the crew. The first time we get a glimpse of the klaubaterman, we see it fixing the Merry on its own as a response to Usopp's strong will to fix it. And the second time we see the Merry showing signs of life and autonomy is after Luffy and Usopp had their fight about what to do with the Merry. Those strong feelings about the ship that's displayed with the crewmates going as far as fighting for it is what made the Merry gain more sentience. In fact, this is a beautiful panel of a close-up of Merry crying just as Luffy and Usopp's fighting was ongoing. And we see thought bubbles near the Merry as if it's reminiscing on the memories he's had with the crew. This oddly lead me to conclude that the process of an animate object like the Mary to come alive can be explained in an equation. Sentience equals shared desire plus shared emotions plus shared memory. Mary underwent all these things to become alive, and so has the Sunny. The Sunny has shared desire displayed by Luffy sharing his dream with everyone. But upon making this theory, I asked myself, have we seen shared emotion and shared memory on the level that it took the Mary to come to life? The Straw Hats, although they care about the Sunny, have yet to have a moment of shared emotion similar to the fight between Luffy and Usopp. What was important about that fight was that they were fighting for the Mary as if it were a member of the crew and someone worth fighting for. That worth and value attributed to the Mary helped it evolve from an inanimate object without a soul to one that can move on its own with its own soul. This is what led the Mary to having the willpower to come rescue the Straw Hats from Enies Lobby. But have we seen someone protect the Sunny to that degree and give it that much value beyond an inanimate object? And yes, we have actually, but it wasn't a Straw Hat. It was actually Kuma. You see, after the 2-year time skip, we learned that Kuma stayed with the Sunny for a whole 2 years to protect it. And in my Kuma theory, I explained how the weight of the soul is the memory. Everything you are is what you can remember. All of your experiences and memories build up who you are and who you will be. That's why the shared memory component is the most important aspect of the equation for sentience. And if you think about it, who does the Sunny technically have the most memories with? It's Kuma. Even more memories than the Straw Hats because Kuma spent a whole 2 years with the Sunny, while the Straw Hats' journey in the new world has been a couple of months. Those years spent protecting the Sunny, Kuma must have gone through so much as the Sunny witnessed everything he's been through to keep him safe. I can even imagine that the Sunny must have cried seeing Kuma fight for him in the very same way that the Mary cried seeing Usopp and Luffy fight for it. Kuma was the one to most likely activate the klaubaterman in the Sunny, and I can imagine a beautiful scene of the klaubaterman trying to fix the damage done to Kuma to parallel the scene of the Mary's klaubaterman fixing itself. The reason I believe Sunny's klaubaterman will be the one to eat Kuma's devil fruit is precisely because of that shared connection. A connection that goes even deeper than you can imagine. Think about it. Both the Sunny and Kuma are objects without a soul, which makes it all the more beautiful that the Kuma protects Sunny. It's as if one object is protecting another object, and that one object is motivating the other object towards having its own soul, which makes me think about the interesting philosophical question, how can something come from nothing? And my answer to that question has always been, there is no such thing as nothing in this world. Even the word nothing is represented by something, that being an amalgamation of words that represent nothing. N-O-T-H-I-N-G. They together mean nothing. So even if there's nothing in the air, there are a million particles. Similarly, even if you think there's nothing left in Kuma, there is something, as we can clearly see in the latest chapters where he is relentlessly pursuing something. And even when you think there isn't life, life is there, just in a form you can't detect, which is why I believe objects such as the Sunny eating devil fruits is Oda's way of telling us, question your reality, question what you think is alive, and question what you believe has intrinsic value. While many of us are theorizing what humans are going to eat the pawpaw fruit, we completely miss the possibility for something non-human to eat it. And it just so happens that this non-human thing shares the deepest relationship with Kuma amongst any other living things. Also, it's important to note that the one time we've seen a devil fruit reincarnate in the story and be eaten by someone else, the person that eats said fruit usually has the strongest connection with the previous user. The only time we've seen this is with Ace's fruit reincarnating, and Sabo is the one to eat it because Sabo shares a deep connection with Ace. So as Kuma has one foot in the grave, his devil fruit will reincarnate soon after his death. And as devil fruits have a will of their own, it will likely reincarnate near the person whom its previous user was the most deeply connected to, that being the Sunny. Most likely it will reincarnate into Nami's tangerine tree, and the klaubaterman of the Sunny will eat Kuma's devil fruit and gain the pawpaw powers. Now, I know many of you are wondering, what is the narrative importance of Sunny having the Paw fruit? Well, for one, the Straw Hats no longer have any way of escaping. Just recently, Kizaru crushed their plans of using the Vega Force 1 when he kicked Luffy through it and destroyed it. And this was honestly a horrible plan to begin with, because there will be no way of escaping Kizaru because he is way too fast. But think about it, who is the only person in the story that has managed to keep up with Kizaru in speed so effortlessly? It's Kuma. In chapter 513, we see this clearly when Kuma was able to casually come in the middle of Kizaru and Rayleigh fighting. And in chapter 484, it was stated that Kuma could deflect air at the speed of light. Even when you consider how he helped the Straw Hats escape, he used his Paw fruit to send them on their way, most likely at the speed of light. So the perfect Devil Fruit to utilize to escape Kizaru is the Paw fruit. And what better way for the Sunny to fulfill its desire of protecting the Straw Hats than by helping them escape utilizing the Paw fruit's light speed? This is also a perfect parallel to the Mary coming to life and helping the Straw Hats escape from Enies Lobby, as Enies Lobby and Egghead share a lot of parallels, such as the involvement of CP0 and the Straw Hats being threatened by Buster Call. I believe their ship coming to life and saving them will also be another parallel Oda intends to draw. But wait, I know many of you may be thinking now, wouldn't the Sunny sink if it ate a Devil Fruit? This is perhaps the most interesting part of this theory, because I don't believe it will sink for a very important reason. You see, the Sunny is made up of atom wood. The reason I think this is significant is because I have a theory that the atom tree creates Devil Fruits that are not cursed by the sea. See, there are two trees in One Piece named after Adam and Eve, the Eve tree and the Adam tree. I speculate that both of these trees give birth to Devil Fruits, but one of them is cursed. The reason I believe this is because of Adam and Eve's story. In the story of Adam and Eve, there were two trees, one where God allowed Adam and Eve to eat from, and one where he strictly forbid it, one being the tree of life and the other being the tree of good and evil. I believe in the One Piece world, the Adam tree is represented by the tree of life, while the Eve tree is the tree of good and evil. And the tree of good and evil bear the bad fruit, where the tree of life bear the good fruit. In the same way, I theorize that the Eve tree grows Devil Fruits who are cursed by the sea, while the Adam tree grows Devil Fruits which are not cursed by the sea. So the fact that the Sunny is completely made of Adam wood would negate the swimming weakness of the Devil Fruits. This also connects to my Usopp Devil Fruit theory, so make sure you check that out as well. In that video, I theorized that Usopp may have eaten a Devil Fruit that was not cursed by the sea. And now that I think about it, it may have come from the Adam tree. I think this is especially important because the Adam tree may be an Elbaf, and we are now on our way there, so we will get our answers very soon. The Sunny will eat Kuma's Devil Fruit, and the Straw Hats will have a ship that can travel just about anywhere at the speed of light. How awesome is that? It's also really fun to think about the many possibilities this opens up for the Straw Hats' future journeys, now that they can travel at light speed in any direction. The most important thing this opens up is the possibility of returning to Wano before we go back to Elbaf. This is completely possible now because it wouldn't derail their journey because they can just travel back instantly. This is especially important because we have unfinished business in Wano, especially considering that the Straw Hats were not able to cure the people of Curry who ate the smiles. So this opens up the possibility to go with one of the Vegapunks back to Wano so we can cure everyone and close that chapter before going to Elbaf. This also opens up the possibility of going back to get Yamato so she can finally join the crew. And I don't know about you guys, but I absolutely love Yamato and have always thought her to be an amazingly well-written character who is more than worthy to join the crew. The Sunny eating Kuma's Devil Fruit also makes it all the more sense why Oda said he would try to end the story in 3 years. And although I don't think it would be anywhere near that fast, the fact that the Sunny can travel anywhere with no limitations does speed up the process of going island to island when necessary, which would make the story go by fairly quickly with no interruptions. See, this could be one of the most important things to happen in the story for a long time, and it enhances the story to another level. Another very interesting thing this enhances is the Straw Hats' portrayal as a crew. See, when the crew first got their first ship, which was the Mary, They were weaker and didn't know about how huge and terrifying the world was. That's why the figurehead of the Mary was a merry little lamb. The portrayal of the Straw Hats was that of a weak little lamb motivated only by hopes and dreams. But this is no longer the case, and this is represented by the transition from the Mary to the Sunny. See, the Sunny's figurehead is a lion, which signifies that the Straw Hats' transition from a weak lamb to a strong lion is complete. They are now a Yonko crew that have encountered warlords, admirals, and even Yonko, and have succeeded now at every turn. They are lions in the sense that they are now a force to be reckoned with. And that's why the Thousand Sunny is so important. And another thing I was thinking about, the Thousand Sunny name is very interesting, but now I think that the 1,000 part of the name would mean that the Thousand Sunny could go at 1,000 miles per hour. That's why the Sunny would eat Kuma's Dara fruit and complete the Straw Hats as a legitimate Yonko crew, because even the ship of a Yonko crew is meant to be feared and respected and overpowered. That's the theory, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it and had a great time listening and watching. And like always, like and subscribe to look forward to the most interesting One Piece theories on YouTube. Also, look forward to my next video on how Yamato will be back. And if you guys can get this video to 3,000 likes, I might even drop it sooner than we think.